Are you networking with Americans hoping to find your next client? If so, you're probably doing it wrong, at least by American standards. In this video, you'll learn why networking in the US is different, how to overcome common cultural differences, and how to focus on relationships that amplify your impact instead of just chasing your next client. And if you don't know me, I'm Christina Rebuffet-Broadus. I'm the founder of Transatlantia, and I help European entrepreneurs overcome cultural, language, and mindset barriers to thrive in the US market. Our clients and myself have built networks that unlocked partnerships, collaborations, and opportunities that transformed our businesses. And I think networking, it's like investing in the stock market. You want to put your money or your time and energy in the right places so that you see a return on investment. So let's dive in. First, what's different about networking in the US? Well, we always love it when one meeting leads to a collaboration. I mean, honestly, that's rare. And Americans believe in playing the long game where helping others builds trust and goodwill that eventually pays off. For example, the concept of paying it forward, that's deeply ingrained in American culture. Or, as we say, give, and then ask. Helping someone without expecting immediate reciprocity creates a ripple effect of trust and opportunity. And that doesn't mean that Americans are purely altruistic. I mean, they're strategic. They see networking as a way to amplify their reach, enhance their credibility, and connect with people who can open doors to bigger opportunities. So to succeed in the US, you first need to just embrace this mindset. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that European entrepreneurs make is networking with the goal of finding individual clients. And I have done this myself as well. In the US, the most successful networkers, they focus on building partnerships, collaborations, and connections that multiply their opportunities. Like, let's say that you are a tech consultant and you're attending a conference. Instead of hunting for a single client, look for a trade association, an industry influencer, or a service provider who shares your target market but isn't a direct competitor. And by partnering with them, you gain access to their audience and you create opportunities for long-term growth. And you accelerate your growth because instead of getting your work in front of one potential client, you leverage the network and audience of your potential partner, and you get your work in front of hundreds, maybe even thousands of new potential clients. Now, these strategic alliances bring you the most value for your time and your effort because you expand your reach by introducing yourself to new audiences. You enhance your value by aligning with someone who has complementary expertise, and you build trust because you have an association with these credible people or organizations. So when you stop looking for the clients in the room and you start looking for connectors, you'll see a much bigger ROI on your networking efforts. And I'm totally speaking from firsthand experience here. However, what I hear from a lot of clients is that networking in the US, it feels intimidating. Now, here are the three biggest challenges I've heard of and how you can overcome them. The first is not knowing how to approach Americans. Like I said, American networking can feel very different. It's often more direct, it's less formal, and it's often faster paced than what you're maybe used to. But the key is to start with curiosity. Americans appreciate openness, confidence, and clear communication. So instead of overthinking it, just approach someone with a mindset of learning and building rapport. Something like, I'd love to hear more about what you do, and see if there's a way that we can collaborate that is mutually beneficial. Just say what you're looking for. It's totally okay. The second thing is a certain discomfort with small talk. Americans use small talk to establish rapport before getting down to business. It's a way to ease into the conversation and show a little bit of personality. You can think of it as like a warm-up, not a waste of time. So a simple, how was your weekend, or why did you come to this event, can go a long way in breaking the ice and helping you to get to the more interesting discussions faster. And the third mistake, it's this fear of being seen as needy. A lot of people worry that making an ask too soon or too directly will make them seem desperate or needy. But on the opposite, they also make the mistake of asking for something specific too early in the relationship because they're only focused on what they can get from that interaction, not what they can bring to it. But in the US, it's all about framing the ask in a way that also creates value for the other person. I mean, think of John F. Kennedy's famous speech, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. The same applies here on a smaller scale. Instead of saying, can you help me, meet this person? Try, here's an opportunity that could benefit us both. And this mindset shift, again, transforms your ask, not from a favor, but into a mutually beneficial opportunity. Now, there are 3 pillars of networking in the US. That's trust, value, and reach. To network effectively in the US, you want to focus on these pillars. Reach, connecting with people or groups who already have access to your target audience. Networking for strategic alliances, like we said, partnerships, that's much more powerful than networking for individual clients. Trust, like I said, align yourself with these credible people and organizations. Borrowing their reputation fast tracks your own credibility, especially when you're new in the US market. And the third pillar, value, frame your ask as an opportunity that brings value for the other person. Just make sure that it truly does, because if you're making an ask, 2/3 of your ask should actually be about bringing value and 1/3 about getting something. So when you approach networking with the right mindset, it stops being awkward and it becomes a powerful investment in your future. You'll create connections that open doors to partnerships, collaborations, and opportunities that you never thought possible, and faster than you imagined. Remember, networking, it's not about meeting people. It's about weaving together everything that you've learned to build a system of trust, value, and opportunity that works for you and works for the people that you're meeting. So, you have now completed the 5 essential steps to becoming a transatlantic entrepreneur: targeting the right clients, pitching with purpose, promoting your value, elevating your authority, and finally, networking strategically. But here's the truth. Knowing these steps isn't enough. Knowledge is not power. Action is power. The real transformation happens when you start applying what you've learned consistently and intentionally to create the real impact. And that's where my Transatlantic Entrepreneur Accelerator comes in. I help you to implement these strategies step by step over the course of 12 months, and you turn this framework into measurable results. If you want to see how it can accelerate your success in the American market, the link to know more is in the notes with this episode. And now let's make you visible, valuable, and well-connected in the US market.